wa konnichiwa. Wait, I don't have Stream Cafe. There we go. Now there's sound. Hi, Cade. Welcome to stream. First thing you need to know about stream today is that it's fucking cold. I'm fucking cold. And I'm not happy about it. If you can hear a slight, like, sound in the background, that's my heater. I will not be turning it off unless it gets too hot, because it does that sometimes. This heater is good for making a lot of heat, but it's not very good at dispersing said heat. It kind of just locates heat in one place. So I've got a spot under my desk that's nice and warm that I will be periodically leaning my hands down towards to warm up my hands, because I can't have my hands covered because I need to draw. In fact, I'm doing that right now. Okay, fantastic. It's under 10 degrees Celsius right now. What is that in Fahrenheit? What is that in stupid measurements? 10 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit is 50 Fahrenheit. It's under that. I won't give the exact temperature because I will not dox myself. It's like 45-ish. It's cold. I'm cold and I don't like it. And the place I live doesn't have like central heating or whatever it's called. I just have like a space heater. And like I said, it's very good at heating up the area directly in front of it, but not dispersing it. I don't know why. I don't know why some heaters can disperse heat and some and others can't. But this one, it just generates a lot of heat right where it is. I don't know how heat works. But it's cold and I don't like it. And I gotta really stop my... I'm not wearing my compression gloves. I learned that the hard way last year. Also, hi Siska. I didn't say hi to Siska. I learned that the hard way last year, which is that if you wear compression gloves when it's really cold, and then you put your head in front of a heater or a heat pack, you get chilblains. Which is like the coward's frostbite. Which I had last year. For a while. And so I will not do that this time. I'm wearing a drawing glove, but not my compression gloves. Also, actually, I have a new drawing glove. Forgot about that? Yeah. I have a new drawing glove. My previous drawing glove... Oh god, how old would this be? I must have gotten it... I would have gotten it when I started using a touchscreen to draw, which was my laptop. I got that laptop when we lived in that house, so... I think of years in... I can't remember how long ago things are in time, but I can remember what house... Because I moved house a lot. Like, I never had, like, a childhood home. I just remember, like, what house I lived in when something occurred, and that puts everything in, like, a 2 to 3 year range. I think that was... That would have been 2 houses ago. So, these drawing gloves might be like 8 years old. No, they can't be 8 years old because I only started drawing. Probably about 7 or 6 years old, these drawing gloves. And honestly, they're still pretty intact. They're still pretty intact. The main problem I was having was that the fingers just got really stretched out. So like the glove part that actually covers your fingers, they got really stretched out so that like every time I wore them, there was just like a bunch of fabric just hanging off the ends of my fingertips. But as viewers of the channel might know the lore behind, I have tiny baby hands. I have tiny little baby hands. And so finding gloves that fit me is really, really difficult. Because again, I have tiny baby hands and no gloves ever fit me. I need like I need XS gloves. And a lot of gloves aren't made that small. So the one I get is from Dokiware. I also don't like buying like drop shipping Amazon one-off products that are probably made out of absolute just like disintegratable cling film. So I got these from Dokiware, and they're like the only drawing gloves I've ever found that actually fit me. But I have a new pair of gloves. And this is actually one of my first time drawing with them. So let's see how it goes. But yes, today, as it says in the thumbnail, I have art block. Like, pretty bad right now. I haven't really drawn anything in like a month. Possibly over that. Because it just doesn't feel... Amazon employee, I recommend you stay away the fuck away from Amazon. Yep, thank you. Yeah, I don't think I've bought anything from Amazon. This is my tip. If you want to start shopping more sustainably, just stop buying from Amazon. I don't think you might be like, but how? There's so much on Amazon that I get. You could just get it from websites that aren't on Amazon. I don't think I've bought anything from Amazon in like, God, just a really long time. Probably since I got those gloves around the same time. Because that's about when I started going on my slow fashion and ethical consumption journey. Listen, there is no ethical consumption under capitalism, but you can try your hardest, you know what I mean? By the way, I'm just scribbling to get the feel of it. I don't know what pen I want to draw with. Was it you, Kate, who said that the way you got back into drawing was you just went back to a brush? We're gonna come on air to talk about how fucked up my employer is. Siska, you're welcome to come on air, but I don't really want to talk about Amazon because that'll get me in a bad mood. I need to be drawing. I need to be having a good time drawing. Listen, Siska, you can come on. Hi, Siska. Oh wait, there you go. Yes, there you are. Can everyone hear Siska? Oh, Siska, I'll share my screen with you.
I'm drawing D&D characters when I could be drawing myself a new Fugi.
Ooh.
But yeah, I saw you streaming art. I was like, hey, I'm also doing art right now.
Yeah. Hang on, I'll do stream. Hangout stream. Yeah, I'm in an open call. Is this the right camera? Whoops. Yes, it's the right one. There you go. Can you see my stream on Discord, Siska?
I can. I could see your uneven blink. It was very... it was a mood.
Listen, I need to figure out how to make my blink more even. I have it set in vtuber that I should blink in unison, but they just don't for some reason.
I think it has more personality this way, but I get what you're saying.
Like, I'm closing one eye right now, and they're both closing, so I don't know why. Hi, Cade!
Hello! Are we drawn today? I literally just sat down to draw. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step in front of Siska. Let me just...
I'll just shoop, scoot you over a bit.
That's alright. I'm very tall.
I mean, if we were posing for, like, a photo or something, I probably would stand in front of you because, nobody's shorter than me except for one of my mutuals on Twitter.
My canon height is 149 centimeters plus 1d20.
True.
So we don't know what my height is.
50 or 5 feet in freedom units.
Yeah, that means a nat 1 means I'm 150 centimeters, and a nat 20 means I'm 169. Nice.
Nice.
Legend.
Anyway, guys, what should I draw? Tell me what to draw, because I don't know.
I'm drawing Hades game fan art. Or I'm like starting to block it out because I did.
Hi, Chippy.
Because I showed up to work an hour early by accident because I got my times mixed up. So I just sat in the back and I drew on printer paper, and I actually like planned out a lot of this illustration, and then I fucking left the pages. So. Of
course, that's how it works.
Yeah, I'll get them tomorrow if people didn't throw them out.
Is Hongzhong what I want?
Ahoy! Hello, Chips.
Ahoy, Chips.
I want a big brush.
Let's open Clip Studio because
I
decided to draw at an angle.
I like drawing small creatures when I'm art blocked, such as frogs or toads or even slugs.
Ooh,
Whenever
slugs
I
are
upload-
good.
It's not my hands.
I just start drawing an anime girl and see where it takes me.
Good thing. Today I actually did kind of the synthesis of a bug and an anime girl. I drew a little fairy. One moment, I'm gonna have to get my food.
But yeah, I'm crazy art blocked right now. And Cade, you would know this because we were actually working on a thing together that we haven't worked on for a while because I've been crazy art blocked.
Since I last sent you pictures, I forgot considering all of the things that has happened to me.
Oh, yeah?
within the past.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I'm not gonna hold that against you. I've also been...
Yes, and like, I did get thankfully, to help with some life things, I did get a really big commission, so I'm gonna have
Ooh.
to knock out all of those. But I am still down to help.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you
get
might-
a lot of drawing
yeah.
done this month to next month, and most of it will not be for myself, but that's okay.
Yeah. People who go into my coffee may have noticed that after I opened commissions, I closed them because, yeah, my outlook has been so bad that, like, luckily the other people who commissioned me are Mary and Mama, who understand that I have art block and don't mind waiting for me to overcome art block. But I don't want to just, like, accept commissions from people who, like, actually want, like, actually want commissions and aren't my parents. And, you know? I don't want to make them wait
absolutely
forever.
feel that. Like, I did think about rejecting the commission offers when I got them because I was just so stressed out about everything going on, and then I thought about it and I was like, no, this is actually really good. And so, like, that is why I always recommend, like, if you're upset or, like, stressed and you have to respond to a thing, if you're able to, don't respond to it until you're feeling better.
Yes. That's actually a thing I worked out a while ago, is I can't make plans when I feel like shit. Because if you ask me, hey Nomia, do you want to go do this thing? And I feel like shit, I'm going to say no. But then, if you ask me and I feel good, I'm going to say yes. So you have to wait. Don't make it. This is about HPM specifically? Yes.
20 o'clock, yeah.
It's like the thing I've, like, seen on the internet a couple times, which I agree with. Like, mostly coupled with, like, a picture of Sonic. Don't trust how you feel about yourself past 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Why is Sonic telling you this information?
I don't know, but I appreciate him so much for telling me.
He's full of wisdom.
I've been thinking about my old OCs again.
Excellent idea.
I've been thinking,
Very
like,
good.
I was talking with my psychologist about how I should get back into drawing. And I realized that here's my advice for if you're art blocked. Here's hang on, I gotta move this eye over because it's bothering me. Whoop. Okay, here's my advice for if you're art blocked. I saw this on Tumblr 500 years ago and I don't remember who said it, so know that I'm not making this concept up. But you know how there's like a triangle of things and like you only have two? Like you can only ever have, like, pick two. With art, it's always inspiration, motivation, and skill. And basically, whenever you're art blocked, it's because you don't have one of these three. Or maybe you don't have two of them. If you don't have all three, then you can't draw. So you need to figure out, whenever you're art blocked, it's usually because of you're missing either one, two, or perhaps all three of them. It's red, and currently I am lacking these two. Inspiration and motivation. Those are the two that I'm lacking. Hi, Mary!
I feel like I am the opposite, where I'm lacking skill right now,
Yeah.
which means I need to do studies, which is what I did with my previous 2 big pieces. I actually did full, like, 1, I did full illustrations, which helped, and 2, the big one, the first one I did, I really focused on background and perspective, and, like, doing an environment, which was really fun. And for the second one, I did, a pose study, and then I wanted to do colors that I didn't normally do, and that had an interesting atypical lighting that wasn't just like using colors like peach for the skin for like this character or whatever. Like I wanted to do colored lighting because that fucks up your whole brain and you have to figure shit out. And that was really fun being like, okay, I'm doing a lot of greens and a lot of desaturated yellows because that looks like red under a blue lighting. It's interesting.
Yeah, I actually have, I'll give some advice for each of these. Here's my art block advice. If you're lacking skill, do basically what Kate said, is studies. Is you do studies. If you feel like you're lacking skill and that's what's causing your art block, do anatomy, anatomy practice, like live drawing or like those 60-second exercises. What's that called? Gesture drawing. Do some gestures.
I need to do more gestures.
Do some gestures.
Gestures
basically,
are really helpful.
Oh yeah, gestures are so helpful. But basically, if you feel like you're lacking skill, think about what areas of skill you're lacking. If like you feel like, oh, the colors of my art don't look great, then you can do like what Kate said, do limited color palettes, try different weird lighting. If you feel like your anatomy or your posing isn't working very well, try gestures or straight up just like looking at skeletons and muscle. There's lots of classes you can do. If you feel like you're lacking inspiration, look at art. Simply look at art. Look at a lot of it. For me, a lot of what inspires me is anime. I watch anime for inspiration. I look at mangakas that I really like. I look at artists online, things like that. Artists that inspire me to do that. And motivation, that's the hardest one. I don't know if I have much advice for how to get motivation because I have probably undiagnosed ADHD and therefore I struggle with motivation building. But this looks different for everyone. My only advice I can really give is figure it out yourself. Figure out whenever you're motivated to draw, think about why you're motivated to draw. And then make a note of that in your brain or physically. And then if you feel like you're lacking motivation, go back to those little notes that you've made and think about what motivated me to draw previously. Is it that I have a deadline to meet? Is that I have work to do? Is it that I just saw something really cool that made me want to draw? Think about that. For me, I'm making a stream.
Have like a ball. Get your little sibling to yell at you every time you do
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, accountability buddies, if you will, are very helpful. What I use, I use this a lot for writing, which is really helpful. I need to do it more for art, but I've been focusing more on writing in general. But Pomodoro methods are really good because if you're like, okay, I'm just gonna sit down for 20 minutes, like set a goal, like a small goal like that, like even if it's just 10 minutes, like, okay, I'm gonna set a timer for 10, 20, 15 minutes, whatever, and I'm gonna work on drawing. And if I don't feel motivated to keep going after that, I already did what I wanted to do. Like,
oh, do you guys want to Pommer farm together?
Absolutely.
I can bring up Pommel Farm, and then we can all take a break together and talk shit.
Breaks are also important because
yes, take
wrist
breaks.
health.
Let's bring
also,
up Pommel Farm.
I always forget that Clip Studio Paint actually has really decent 3D modeling stuff,
yes.
or like 3D
oh my god
stuff.
Oh my god! Because if you're struggling with anatomy, use Clip Studio.
Yeah. I use Procreate now on my iPad because I don't want to pay a monthly fee. And Procreate is really good for an iPad. I really like it. But like Clip Studio just has one or two things. Yes.
And
Anyways.
you can pose this model however you
But
wish.
yeah, I figured out a annoying pose in perspective because, by just tweaking around in it for a couple minutes, and now I don't have to take a very unflattering picture of myself.
These tools are really difficult to use, but once you learn how to use them, I got that mixed up. They're really difficult to learn, but once you learn them, they're very easy to use. So yeah, I recommend if you struggle with anatomy and you have Clip Studio, make use of the 3D models. They're really useful. Especially if you have group poses. Or my favorite one to use is my favorite way to use the 3D models is for hands specifically, because you can really get some nice. You can really fiddle with these hands and get them in exactly the right space you need them to be.
You can catch these hands, then fiddle with them.
Yeah, catch these hands. Alright, should I start a pummel farm?
Let's go!
What are we doing? Focus 25, short rest 5, long rest 10? Or should we do it different?
How long is the focus?
25. We could do that to 15.
That works for me. I do 20 or 25, it depends.
Yeah, sometimes I do 15 just for stream purposes, because then we get more pummel. Then we get more breaks to talk to stream.
More content!
I might lower it to 20 just for stream purposes. Off stream I would do 25, but for stream I usually do like 15, 20. Okay, let's try. Are all these watered? They are not all watered. I don't remember what I've planted. But let's go, focus time! Ooh, the former palm audio isn't on the stream.
Oh my god, I love that I can just sketch over this model. This is so much easier. I always forget. I'm so silly. Like, I have so many references and I know sites and stuff that are super helpful, and I don't do any of that. I just go, well, I guess I'll just
die
on my own. I just forget.
By the way, if you're wondering who I'm drawing right now, I don't know. It's just a girl. That's my go-to when I have art block, is I literally just draw a girl. Who is she? No one knows.
Who is she?
Actually, there's a character that I made up years ago that was like my art block character, where whenever I was super art blocked, I would draw her because she had all of my favorite things to draw in one character.
What are those?
I bet I could turn this into her. The hair's already a bit different than how the character's supposed to be, but I can like convert it.
It's been years. She's got a haircut, you know.
Yeah, she's just styling her hair a bit differently now.
Oh.
Here, I'll draw my art block girl.
Right, I do. My art block girl is the slugs.
Slug girl. Listen, everyone's art block girl might look different. Sometimes it's a slug.
Sometimes it is a, who do I draw when I'm on art block? It is either a non-binary undead person or
Classic.
a trans-mask guy with a parasite mouth on his head.
Hell
One
yeah.
of those two.
Very good.
Actually,
Very
that's the it's early in the stream, but that's the comment for the VOD. If you're watching the VOD, leave a comment telling me what your art block girl is. She could be anything. She could be a slug. She might not even be a girl. But I will call it the art block girl. That's her name.
Looking through my sketchbook, trying to find a mollusk. Actually looking pretty good. I wasn't very art block when I was making this sketchbook, I think.
You drawing a lot of mollusks over there?
Apparently not in this sketchbook, but my art folder on my PC is full of mollusks, slugs, snails.
If you were to estimate, how many
butterfly.
mollusks do you reckon you've drawn in your life?
I love drawing them. I don't think that much. I think I've just drawn a lot more elf girls.
Elf girls are good.
Slugs, easily like 50, 60. Elf girls, maybe like 70. Everything else is like below that. Oh, and robots.
Oh yeah, you draw
So many
robots.
robots. Yeah, I love myself drawing a little automata. You
Good
played Skyrim,
God, I can't
there's,
imagine
like,
drawing
a
a
whole kind of
robot.
class of enemy where it's just like this kind of steam-powered brass automaton, and I thought they were really interesting when I was like a teen.
I hate those. They're so annoying to fight.
Well, yeah.
I think
I think
Art
my
Block
favorite
Girl
Every
is.
time I
fun
think
in
about
Skyrim.
Skyrim, I'm like, oh, I want to play Skyrim.
Hey, maybe you
It's
could
the
just,
curse.
maybe you should just get Elder Scrolls Online, you can play with me. It's like Skyrim, but a little less clanky,
Mayhaps.
and a little bit more MMO.
Art Block Girl is
I mean,
getting a
'cause I'm-
redesign because now I have different things that I enjoy drawing. She's changing. She's evolving.
For once, I am actually pretty happy with this piece. Especially considering they struggled a lot, like in this pre-sketch phase where I was just kind of trying to block in like the proportions and the pose.
Meow?
I don't know if you can hear him. Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Yeah. He is yelling because I'm washing his bed because he has fleas. I just gave him his flea medication, so he should be good by now. It takes like 30 minutes. But I have to wash his bedding, and I also gave him wet food, so he has a lot of things to talk about today.
A lot of things going on.
He licked my nose right now.
Meow. That's my
He's a good
new.
little
For some
boy,
reason, that's my
huh?
new thing that I say. Is I say meow.
Yeah.
I don't make a cat sound. I just say meow.
I thought Cisco was a cat girl.
It's like that's my favorite thing. Is I say it to Lucy a lot. Is I just say meow at her, and she goes what? And I think it's humorous.
I like to have full-on conversations with Tigger because I
Oh, yeah.
also think that's funny. Especially if I act like he should know what I'm talking about. Like when I leave the house, I'm always like, okay, so don't throw any parties when I leave. You be a good boy, not like last time. And it's funny because all he does is sleep because he's old as hell.
I've talked a little bit about. I've had fairies before Lucy. I've had little fairy companions, including Lucy's sister, who has passed away a while back. But I also had
Rest in
a fairy who is more cat-shaped, and he and I would have just full conversations. Go meh at each other. He would. Yeah, his meows were more like meh. He didn't meow like meow. He went meh. Like a honk. I love him. This is my little buddy. He was
Excellent.
I actually had him since I was a little kid. I had him, you know what? You know how I can express it? I had him during the time when my dad set my tricycle on fire.
Oh my god.
That was the fairy I had when my tricycle got set on fire. I haven't brought that
Did
up in a
you-
while on stream.
Hey, shit. Maybe your next drawing is gonna be a burning tricycle.
I could. I need to think of. There's so many things that I like need to draw, and I'm trying not to think about those because if I try and draw something I need to draw, it's gonna suck. I need to draw just for fun. But I do need to get emotes at some point. I think. Do I have emotes already? Now that I'm monetized? I don't remember if I have emotes yet. I need to get memberships set up. And I have some ideas for
That
memberships.
reminds me, I need to draw emotes for my twin sibling because I said I would, and I haven't done that or finished the VTuber model. That's okay because I'm doing it for free.
I think I'm gonna do more Drawfee style emotes where I just make up literally
Where
whatever.
it's just a phrase. Where it's just a phrase.
Yeah, like how Drawfee have ye and haw emotes and yip and pee.
Yeah, they have yip, pee, haw, and.
Yip, pee, ye, and haw.
And every time we say something real funny, we'll just be in chat being like, good joke! Ha 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 ha.
Haw, 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 haw. Oh yeah, and Legoshi Truck. Legoshi Truck's a good one. I want to have emotes like that are just absolute nonsense.
Nonsense
I'm
emotes are
afraid
great.
the actual phrase is, minion bus drive me nuts.
Yeah, minion buzz drive me nuts.
Did y'all watch Secret Sleepover Society play Ghost Trick? Because I really liked that little
Not
series
yet.
they did.
I'm
I've yet to
catching
watch
up
the final
on
episode.
most of what I'm watching from Secret Sleepover Society right now is I'm catching up on Julia playing Bloodborne.
Yes, it's so good. It
Why
makes
is
me
Julia
so happy.
why is Julia so good at Soulspawn games?
Right?
And she's like, I didn't do that good that fight. She like beat it in 3 tries.
I think that's the secret.
And I love
Because she'll
that
never
every
be
time
as
she
hard on
beats a
any
boss.
of the bosses as she is on herself.
Every time she beats a boss, Jake's just like, fuck you.
And that's the perfect relationship right there.
Yes. But just every time Julia dies, she makes an excuse as to why she died, as if everyone's like, God, Julia, you suck at this game, when literally no one is saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I get that.
Especially
I need to.
not after she beat like Murgo's Wet Nurse in one try and then Darkbeast Parl on her second. I'm just like, damn.
Julia, no one's gonna
Okay.
be like, how come you died to that? That was so easy. No one's thinking that.
It's Bloodborne, which aside from Sekiro, is like one of the hardest Soulsborne games.
Yes.
I'll have to watch that later, Chips. Maybe while I'm eating dinner.
Oh yeah, that was good. Julia pulled some great moves in that one. She did some Julias, as they are known colloquially.
Oh, I love those.
She's dueling.
She's Julia-ing.
Dueling around at the speed of sound.
It's always really fun watching how other people draw and not like judging them, just seeing the differences between like their art process and your art process, like the way you go about things. It's interesting. I always have my sketch almost invisible. So it's really interesting seeing it like so, like...
Well, because I'm struggling right
okay,
now.
I'm imagining Kate watching me draw being like me going 50 kilometers per hour on a freeway, and he's stuck behind me like, hey, what are you
You say
doing?
that as if I don't take forever to draw. Like, I do like so many sketches, and
Can
if
we all
I
make-
don't, it's because I'm doing a lazy sketch.
Can we all talk shit because we're all jealous of Maxie for how fast they draw?
Yeah. You know what I'm jealous of Maxie of? Maxie knows, like, I think Max's best skill is knowing how to teach themselves things. And
Yes.
you wouldn't think, like, being able to teach yourself things is a skill, but it 100%
No, it
is.
is.
And that's why Maxie, is really good at art.
Maxie rigged my
knows good
VTuber.
graphic design, is a VTuber, did rigging, makes tabletop RPGs. It's like, okay, calm down.
Like, Maxie rigged my fucking VTuber. Like, what the fuck?
And before they rigged their own VTuber, I don't think they had ever. I'm pretty sure they
No.
hadn't.
I
rigged
think
any
I'm the
VTuber
second thing
before.
they ever rigged in Live 2D.
Chips is right. Leave some for the rest of us.
I used to be really good at picking up on new skills, kind of to the degree that Maxima does now, but I struggle a lot now because my reading comprehension got really bad for some reason. I don't know what happened, but at some point I just started really struggling with reading written instructions. And that is yet to fix itself. And I don't know how to fix it.
Sometimes shit is hard. I started going downhill after I graduated. Smile.
I also really struggle with watching
But my
anime
writing
now.
got better.
Watching stuff with just subtitles became really difficult for me at some point. Which honestly I think is making my art struggle. Because watching anime used to be like my primary source of inspiration and motivation.
You just need to find a new anime. And there's a lot of really good ones that have been coming out too, luckily.
Well, my main problem is that I'm struggling a lot with like reading subtitles and focusing. It's like, why don't you just watch dubbed anime? Because it doesn't feel right.
I agree with that. Though I do want to watch Dungeon Meshi dubbed as soon as the whole thing's over. I'm watching the Japanese dub right now, but I do want to watch the English dub when I do a second watch through, because I've heard that it's really good. And
yeah, the thing is that like,
I do really like what I've heard of it. Like, the cast is actually really good.
No, that's the thing, is like dubs, especially in anime, used to be really shit. Like universally.
They're so good now.
Yeah, and they're really good now, but the thing is that I just can't get into them in the same way. I don't know. My brain is just like, especially because I'm learning Japanese, I like being able to hear Japanese, hear it spoken. Like, I use anime as a learning tool as much as I use it for entertainment, so it's like, it feels like if I watch dubbed anime, it feels like I'm giving up. Because I actually got into anime because I was learning Japanese. A lot of people think it's the other way around, that I started learning Japanese because I liked anime. No, I started watching anime because I was learning Japanese.
What people don't know is that you're actually a scholar.
I'm a scholar.
I was gonna say, have you seen, since we're talking about Dungeon Meshi and the dub, have you seen the edit where somebody splattered together so that only Marcel was speaking in German and everyone else was in English?
That's really funny.
That's really funny because she sounds like you would expect in German.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Marcel is just that character where you look at her and you're like, I know exactly what you're about. And I know exactly how you're gonna sound. And I say that with love. And that makes, like, her little character twists, like, really fun. Because you're like, oh, that's different.
I haven't watched any of Dungeon Meshi. I don't know anything about Dungeon Meshi.
I highly recommend it. It is very good.
Like I said, I have not been watching anime for a long time. I've been mostly gaming. Listen, my teenage years were for anime, and my young adult years are for gaming.
For me, it's the other way around, actually.
I game now.
Enough. I only started watching anime when I was looking for something to watch while I was recovering from surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So the first anime I ever watched start to finish was Vash, this... what's it called? Trigun.
Trigun.
The original
Trigun.
one. I was gonna say...
I need to watch more Trigun. I really enjoyed watching, the little... Like, I watched, like, a couple episodes of Trigun, like, maybe 2. It was great. It was really funny.
I bet you guys can't guess what my first anime was. And I'm not counting Sailor Moon, because I watched that when I was a little kid.
I'm gonna do a Hail Mary and say it was Black Butler.
Nope.
God, that's a really funny pick. I'm going to say Fooly Cooly, because that was the first one that popped into my head.
Nope, it's a kid's anime.
Oh, a kid's anime. Thank goodness.
Do you have any guesses after I've given you that hint?
Anime is a wide field.
I don't even know if you guys have watched
I
it.
don't know a lot of kids anime. I enjoy a lot of anime. I don't actually watch a lot.
My first anime was Shugokata.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Interesting.
Really?
No.
Maybe that's my new motivation. I want to draw some I'll draw some Shugokata.
Excellent
What
idea.
is that one?
I've been kind of thinking about getting a Shugokata tattoo, actually. But yeah, this
Is
is
it like
this
a
is,
magical
this,
girl anime?
Yeah, it's
or-
magical girls. By the way, this is my art block girl. She has these big curly ponytails that look like this.
What's her name?
Name's art block girl.
Straightforward name like that. Like that.
All right. I'll draw some Shugokata, but Shugokata is. I need to sneeze. 1 second.
Hachu?
No, I lost a sneeze. Lost a sneeze.
Uh-oh.
But
We'll
Shugokata
next
is.
time.
Shugokata is a magical girl anime about. It's the concept is so ridiculous. Here, I'll read. Is there a description on, like, I don't even know how to describe it. I'll look for an official description. What's the plot synopsis? Okay, here's my anime list. The synopsis of Shugokata. What is it? Is it Shugokata? It's Shugokata. Okay. I always don't remember if it's Chata or Kata. Okay. Amo Hinamori is a shy girl who struggles to make friends in part due to the rumors spread around school about her cool and spicy personality. Wishing that she could show everyone her would-be self, Amo wakes up to the presence of 3 colorful and ornately decorated eggs in her bed. Each one of these heart eggs houses a guardian character, manifestations of one's would-be self and their dreams. By the way, the poet farm time just went off. With the aid of Ran, Mickey, and Sue, Amo now finds herself able to express who she truly is. However, things do not always pan out in her favor. The sudden appearance of Amu's guardian characters prompts Seiyo Elementary Guardians, a student council-like group with each member possessing their own guardian character, to take notice of her. As someone who has multiple characters, Amu is roped into being the Guardian's joker, tasked with helping them find X-eggs, corrupted versions of one's heart egg. As she becomes entangled in the Guardian's quest, Amu begins to uncover more about these mysterious characters, the X-eggs, and the organization that seems to be at the center of it all. There you go.
Interesting. I am looking at pictures of it, and like the main girl, her outfit and stuff seems
No.
familiar. Like I've
She's-
probably seen it somewhere.
She's so edgy. Okay,
It's
break
cute.
time.
I really like it. I really like this era of
Yeah,
like
it's-
fashion in anime and stuff, because I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
even though it's very
She's-
different, Death
she's
Note
very-
also fits
She's
into
very
this, like, era.
that Google image search of goth anime girl.
Yes.
That's who she is. She's that Google image search.
Oh, we on break?
Yes, we're on break.
Awesome.
But yeah,
Oh, well,
Shugokata, I love it. I love the eggs. I love how it's like, how like she's. I love that Amu wears like her loose tie and the belt and like the studs and stuff like that. Like she's very like old-fashioned but still cute. And there's all this plaid. Plaid is a very big thing. This image, that's the image. This is the image. This one. This is Amu. This is her.
Yeah, that's very, very good.
She's a hot topic teen, exactly. We don't have hot topic in Australia, but you get it. Like, this thing of like the lace and the plaid and the hearts and the red and black stripes and the safety pins and the belts. That's it. That's it. That's who she is. And then she turns into a magical girl, and she has lots of different magical girl forms. And then she has a love interest who's a cat boy.
That's very good.
He's a brooding emo cat boy. And they were my OTP.
I need to see a picture of him now.
His name is Ikuto. Hang on, I'll show. Yes. He's a brooding emo cat boy. This was the epitome of look at him.
As
Oh,
somebody whose first anime was Fruits Basket and who really liked Kyo, even though I didn't get like super into the anime, like his character like really stuck with me. It's really funny seeing like a cat boy who looks like the rat boy. I don't remember what the rat boy's name is. I feel bad.
This is what
I
the
haven't watched
girlies
them
wanted.
forever.
And also, when he turns into a magical boy, and he wears a crop top.
Good.
Wait, there it is.
this is actually a live picture of Kendra right now.
This is Kendra.
What? Oh, I really like this design actually. Okay, seeing
Yeah,
him
he's great.
in, like his outfit, it's great. I love the cross too.
Yeah, he's
safe from
great.
Vampires.
And also, his guardian character is a little shit. His guardian character's a little shit, and I love him. Look at his guardian character. He's perfect. He's the perfect little
That's
guy.
really good. I love that.
But yeah, his name is Ikto, and there was like, it was like part of Amu's story was like this love triangle between her and this guy, and then Tadase, who is like just a guy. He's kind of just a guy.
But
But
those love triangles where you're like, okay, this can only end in one way.
like, it's obvious. Like, the thing is that it's obvious that she's gonna end up with Tadase throughout the entire storyline, but Ikto's the fan favorite, you know? Ikto's one of all like the people who are watching want to date. And then Tadase is the one that Amu ends up dating. The big problem is that listen, I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna be unfortunate, and you have to understand that this is an anime that came out in 2009 and we don't like it. I don't appreciate this fact, okay?
Yeah.
Listen. Ikto is 17 and Amu is 12.
Oh, yeah, that changes a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, for why? Why? It didn't have to be that way. Writers of the show, you didn't have to do that.
Oh my gosh, Chips.
The
True.
thing is that, like, I think things like that in animes like this, I'm just like, that almost means nothing to me, because it's like, it's fiction. Like, all you had to do was not make him 17.
Right? It's so easy just to be like, oh, they're the same age or close to or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if you don't
Especially
want them
since-
to be together, then rewrite their relationship.
Yeah.
Especially
Just have
since,
him
you
be
know,
a hot
if
just
you're
have him be a hot
17
boy, and don't have him like have this romantic tension with Amu, because there's an entire arc where he's like they're like sharing a bed together, and it's like, I remember being a kid and being like, God, I wish I was Amu. Like, all of it is it's just the reason that Amu has romantic tension with him is because it's fan service for you to insert yourself with Ikto, and it's just like, just have Ikto not be 17 and Amu be 12. Just have Amu not be 12.
Yeah.
Just have the main characters in
Like,
this
if
anime
you're
not be
aiming
12.
For a younger audience, there is a lot of media that kids like that stars older characters.
Yeah, also,
like-
it's focus time.
I was really into Robinson Crusoe when I was like 10 for no reason, and that's just about an adult man on an island. So
The
was
thing is that-
Odyssey. Why was that a theme in my life?
The thing is that kids love shows about teenagers. So if you want to make a show about
It's
kids,
so cool and adult.
yeah. So if you want to make a show for kids, you don't have to have the protagonist be the age of the target audience. The protagonist can be older than them. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could draw Ikto because he's too much of a pretty anime boy, and that's not really what I'm comfortable with. But I could probably draw Amu. But yeah, every time she transforms into... Yeah, here we go. So all of her different guardian characters, she has 4 of them by the end of the series. She has a different magical girl outfit for each of the characters.
It's cute.
And everyone in the show... There's also... Sugokado is also where I learned about gender for the first time, because there's a gender fluid character in it.
Fuck yeah.
Hang on, I want to draw Nadeshko, actually. Let's draw Nadeshko. Nadeshko is a character who is written in that way that's like, I can tell that the writers of this didn't know what they were doing. Because the writers of this were like, he's a boy who was raised as a girl to be a dancer. And so Nadeshko and Nagihiko, they have two different names. The real name is Nagihiko, but it goes by Nadeshko when we first meet them. And Nadeshko and Nagihiko they're the only one there are very few characters in this show that have two guardian characters, and Nagihiko is the only character to have a male and female guardian character. All the guardian characters are like the gender of the person who hatches them, I guess. But Nagihiko has a male and female guardian character. And even after they reveal that they were born a boy, and they're like, because they were like forced to present as female because of their parents or whatever, you know, it's like someone
very
writing
it's storyline.
Yeah, it's like
it's a Gear. It's in Fear and Hunger too. But like, what's cool about those storylines is like, in the newest Guilty Gear, they actually address that, and Bridget's like, yeah, despite all of that, I am still a trans girl, and we're like, yeah.
But yeah, it's like a gender story written by a cis person who doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah, very much.
But this is Nagiko. It's a femme, and I'll show Nagiko, cause yeah, the school uniforms at their school are different. The boys wear blue and the girls wear red. You know. But yeah, that's Mask Nagiko. I want to draw femme Nagiko. Because yeah, even after it's revealed that like they're a guy, there's like a whole arc about how the fact that their female guardian character has gone back in their egg and won't come out. And so he has to embrace his femininity again to get her to hatch again. And then he transforms in the femme version. It's like, yes! So it's like, even after he comes even after he reveals that he's not a cis girl, he's like, but I can still be femme. I can still do it.
I love that.
Gender fluid character. And also, I just love Nagiko as a character, because Nadeshko is actually, it's not really a name that people have. It's, Nadeshko is like a Japanese term for like the epitome of Japanese female beauty.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's like a traditional like Japanese woman who with the ornate kimono and like the long black hair and like stuff like that. That's what Nadeshko means. So by going by Nadeshko, it was like that's who they were trying to be. Like that is what this personality is, almost.
Good for them.
And then Nagihiko is just a guy's name. But it's still a little bit feminine. It ends in ko. But yeah, I really liked this character. For reasons that I didn't know at the time. It was just like, kind of cool.
That's how I felt about Krona from Soul Eater.
Yamato and Nadeshko,
wow,
they're just tips. It's like, wow, so cool.
I need to like do a Soul Eater rewatch because I never finished the
God,
series.
I love
which
Soul
I've heard
Eater.
Apparently, the ending is bad. That's what I've heard from people. But like,
I don't remember the
I
ending
still
being
want to go back
particularly
and watch
bad.
it because it was so foundational, and I feel like I need that art style and art direction to to like change my art more. Like it's one of those things where I'm like, I need this to change me. artistically a little bit.
I don't remember the Soul Eater ending being particularly bad, although I did watch it when I was quite a bit younger. But Soul Eater, I love Soul Eater.
I know that the ending wasn't accurate to the manga. Like, they did, like, the first Full Metal series, which I've only seen Brotherhood and, like, a good chunk of the beginning of the original Full Metal. The Brotherhood ending is phenomenal. It's so good. I can't imagine how it would be with the other one.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, the manga wasn't finished yet.
I don't remember exactly what the Soul Eater ending was in the anime. But I do know that that anime was like one of my absolute favorites for a very long time. And Soul and Maka are my ship. They're my one head ship.
The character designs in Soul Eater are just so insanely good.
Right?
Like,
and I
remember not liking Maka's pigtails, and then I recently looked back at the design and I'm like, her design is perfect.
No, the pigtails are iconic
so
and perfect.
Yes, I agree. My younger self was dumb.
I just like how Maka is shown as being like feminine but still really strong and cool. That's always something that I really liked about anime that I could never find in like a lot of Western media, was like female characters who were feminine and still powerful.
Yes, that's why I love Full Metal so much, and Dungeon Meshi, but I feel like Full Metal has a lot more.
Yeah.
Partially because I feel like it's a bit longer. But, like, I adored, oh, is her name? It's not Itsumi. But, Ed Al's mentor. Is it?
I've never seen Full
I'm
Metal
getting mixed up because there's a
unfortunately.
cat character name.
Blackstar got the fight instead of her a few times. Yeah, Blackstar and
Izumi. Their names are similar.
Blackstar was and oh fuck, was it Tsubomi? Her name means.
Is it not Tsunade?
I'm thinking of Soul Eater. I'm thinking of Soul Eater now. But yeah, Blackstar and Tsubomi, I think is her name. Tsubaki or Tsubomi.
Where did I get Tsubomi from?
But they were vastly inferior to Maka and Soul, as well as and Death the Kid and the twins are just like comedic relief.
Mm-hmm.
Blackstar and Tsubaki, I think is her name.
Yeah,
like
I just googled it.
It felt like they were supposed to be like the secondary protagonists, but they just weren't as interesting as Soul and Maka. And Blackstar was like more like lecherous and more arrogant in that way that just felt annoying at a lot of times. And Tsubomi just felt like she just like kind of let a lot of Blackstar's behavior slide, whereas Soul and Maka, if Soul was ever being like a piece of shit, Maka would just straight up like bonk him on the head and say no. Like Soul and Maka felt a lot more like they were like really good friends. Whereas Blackstar and Tsubaki kind of felt like they were just kind of like tolerating each other almost.
Yeah.
Whereas like, yeah, Soul and Maka, one of the best like I ship them a lot like romantically, but just in text I think they're like one of the best like male-female friendships that I've ever seen written.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Like,
dang, now I really gotta go and watch Soul Eater again. It's been for fucking ever.
It's great. I just love like Maka and Soul are like different people, but like they really like complement each other well, and like they deeply care about each other in a way that never feels like I feel like a lot of male characters and a lot of men in general, if they feel like deeply protective or like care for a girl, they almost feel like embarrassed or shy about it, whereas Soul's just like, no, Maka's my best friend, I love her. Like very unapologetically, which always felt very refreshing and nice to see just like this male character be like, yeah, I care about this girl, she's very important to me, what of it?
Especially when granted, like, Japanese media is, like, no media is exempt from this, but I feel
No
like
media is exempt from
a lot
sin.
of Western media with female protagonists put a lot of focus on romance, and a lot of, like, relationships with, like, male characters were romantically charged and stuff. And so while I can't remember if they had any moments, but, like, you know, their relationship in the show, like, they bicker and they fight, but, like, they just have a really strong relationship, period, regardless of what it is. And it's really nice. Like, they have
like
real chemistry is what I'm trying to say.
Like, they bicker and fight because they love each other in a way that's, like, very unapologetic and is not... You don't see that kind of relationship in media a lot, to be honest, even between, like even especially not between like a male character and a female character, but just seeing like a relationship of two people who's like, no, I care about you, that's why I'm gonna fucking yell at you, like, you're being a dick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
like,
kind of fraternal, you know, it's like between siblings.
Yeah. It's like they have a very deep and personal connection. That's how they're able to do like soul resonance and stuff. Like, the reason they can do, like, this ultimate powerful attack is because they care about each other so much.
Friendship really is magic.
Friendship is magic. You can tell that I'm struggling with art right now because I've been working on these eyes for forever and I still hate them.
I feel that I am trying to figure out how to draw in perspective. I guess that's fine. I don't like it, but sometimes, and this is like one of the secret things I've learned about art, or not so secret, but like, a lot of art is just being like, good enough.
Yeah, that is true, and yet
move on, definitely.
I'm still here.
You're still out here. Out here in the fields, you work for your meals.
You know what's really
I'm
funny
being
about...
messaged by somebody telling me to go to bed. I think this is the sign.
Go to bed!
Go to bed and have a good night.
I'm gonna have a short 3-hour
Dream of
nap, and I'll see you
slugs.
all soon. I will dream of slugs, you know it.
Slug
Before I do,
dreams!
I think I can show you one of my slugs. They turn out really cute.
Show me slug.
Oh, let me just find the right folder.
Dude, before stream started, I was just watching a bunch of like Bloodborne, like, plot analysis.
Yeah.
Lorne.
And so I'm just thinking about the slug. How you become slug.
I did a t-shirt for the Yeti a while ago that was like Madonna and Child, but it was the doll and the slug, and I love it. I need to do another...
You become a slug
I had an idea for another Bloodborne design.
This is your slug.
I might do a simplified version of it, but but what it required was an insane amount of perspective drawing that I don't do. I wanted to do an M.C. Escher style.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
And then I sketched out what it would be, and I looked at it, and I was like,
oh! Siska dipped. Goodbye, Siska!
sorry, I got distracted by Bloodborne. But yeah, turns out the reason why MC Escher stuff is really cool is because like that
it's really good
requires an
perspective.
insane knowledge of perspective. So I'm gonna do a simplified version of that. But what is one of your favorite things about Bloodborne and stuff? Like, what has been interesting?
Well, I've been watching Jacob and Julia play it, which is why I'm thinking about Bloodborne again. But I love the story of Bloodborne. I really love worlds like Bloodborne. I think they're really cool. I think I love how weird everything is. I don't know how to explain. I love like Lovecraftian horror in general, even though Lovecraft is a dick.
Mm-hmm.
But I really love these big weird monsters. I pretty like everything about Bloodborne is like really cool. Like, and you might not expect this from me, Rainbow Bitch, who loves Shukukara and Freakier. But I have multitudes. I have many things that I enjoy. And I really love cosmic horror and like
It's so
stuff
good.
like that.
Have
And
you
I love how detailed the
watched
world of
any lore
Bloodborne is.
videos or like any playthrough of Lives of P?
Not yet.
You might be interested in that because it is highly inspired by Bloodborne, and it is like a weird retelling of Pinocchio in a loose way. Like, that is just what the basis of the ideas were built on. But I haven't watched a whole lot of lore videos, but what I've seen, I've really enjoyed, and it has reminded me of Bloodborne, but in a very unique way. Like the puppets, the automatons or whatever, like that whole thing is really cool, and the puppet frenzy and stuff. Like, it's very Bloodborne while still being very unique. And I like that a lot. And you play as a pretty boy, so.
I think the kinds of horror that I'm really into are like things like Dimension 20 Never After. Like that kind of cosmic horror was really cool.
I need to watch that.
It's so good. And that's, speaking of which, that's also Pinocchio. Pinocchio's in that. Lou Wilson plays Pinocchio.
Oh, I have to watch that one. I watched all of Game Changer, and I watched all of Make Some Noise, and I've rewatched them, and so I'm moving on to actually.
Oh, you have
like,
to.
I'm running out of comfort shows, but
if you want
Make
to
Some
watch,
Noise is coming back next month, so.
It is. And Ben Schwartz is gonna be on Make Some Noise.
What? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. That's gonna be really good.
That's gonna be so good. And also Angela from Smosh.
Oh dang, Smosh is the one. I never really got into big VTubers when I watch YouTube. I just watched gaming YouTubes and PewDiePie, cause like who didn't?
Who didn't? Who didn't? Who didn't? We all did.
Hey, I think Kendra said this, and I do agree. Regardless of how you feel about him, he played a lot of really good horror games back in the day.
Oh, he did.
Like, he played all of the good ones. And
he
like,
played fucking
sometimes I think-
RPG Maker games. He was like one of the first people to play RPG Maker games like on YouTube. At least he popularized it. He played fucking Mad Father. He
Oh my
played
God,
he
that's
played
right.
Witch's
Crooked
House. Yeah, he played Crooked Man.
Dang. I need to finish playing Eve.
He played
I
Eve,
almost
yeah.
beat it on stream.
That's what I was about to
yeah. I think that was the first one. Whatchamacallit? That was the first Let's Play I'd ever seen of him because my friends were really into Eve and they're like, watch this, and that's how I found the game and played it. I need to finish it, but I want to finish it on stream, even though I will not be streaming anytime soon. Hello.
Also, this is starting to come together. It's finally starting to look decent.
I feel the same way about my own drawing.
I love how we're drawing together, but people can only see my screen.
Here, let me.
Oh, when it's break
send you-
time.
Oh, never mind. The break is right now. I'll send you a picture of what I'm working on, so then you can see it as well.
Should I show it on stream, or is it just for me?
You may.
Fantastic. It's not a secret.
Where will I post this? I will post this in VIP chat.
I can see
it's turned on its side, but that's okay.
That's okay. VIP chat.
Yeah, this is a Hades 2 fan art. It's uploading. When I played the first game, I did an illustration of the character of Chaos, who is canonly non-binary. And they're great. I love them. And I realized, like, I should redraw that with their new design. So I'm redrawing it as
I'll rotate it for you.
set in Hades 2. Thank you.
I'll rotate it for you. Here we go.
But yeah, I'm figuring out perspective and stuff and composition.
Oh, it looks really nice.
Thank you!
No, I see the perspective. I see it. Do you have vanishing points, or you just kind of winging it?
I'm winging it.
No,
Like
that's valid.
Like, I might go back after the sketch and do vanishing points for the background, like the little area. But the other thing is that whenever you meet chaos, you meet them in like their void, their like primordial void or whatever. So I'm like, does it really matter? And when I did my previous drawing, which I should also post, so you can compare the two.
I have a pitch. If this isn't already what you're doing. Oh, hi Nadeshko.
Oh, feel free to pitch.
But immediately what I thought was having this section, hang on, this section like around the wings and around like all like the framing be completely pitch black. And then you could do some cool things with the lighting like on the character. You see what I mean?
Let me send you a picture. Okay, I'm sending a picture of my previous illustration. Thank you, Joestar. And I'm also sending you a screenshot of the area, so it'll work with what you're pitching with the negative space and stuff.
Because I feel like you could do some really,
what that environment should look like.
You could do some sick negative space stuff with this, I think, and some cool lighting and stuff.
Yes, and I think I'm gonna do like, if it's not black, it's gonna be like a very dark navy or a very dark indigo with just a little bit of sparkly stars, because that's always fun.
I think pure black would honestly, it would go hard. I think honestly, if you add a color to, sometimes, I don't know. This is my pitch. You don't have to take anything I'm saying seriously. but I love pure black backgrounds with the light popping out. I think if there's a color there, like even if it's really, really dark, it'll still like, I feel like if there's a color, people will look at the background more if there's like sparkles or color in there to like look at it. But if it's just pure black, it feels like, nope, that's nothing there. It's all void.
And it focuses on the character. Yeah.
But obviously, art is subjective. No one has to do what I say. I gotta sell these dice.
It's like what Maxie used to say on you're not letting me draw on the right layer. But what Maxie used to say on like their podcasts and like their writing advice stuff, like, if like this works for me and if it doesn't work for you, that's okay.
I can hear that at Maxie's voice exactly. I gotta water all these dice. But you can see how I spent 25 minutes on just that face, and I'm just kind of okay with it. You can see why drawing has been difficult for me lately, right?
It looks really good though.
Yeah, it took a while.
Sometimes when it's hard, you just gotta chip away at things. Like,
yeah.
I'm probably gonna chip away at the perspective of this.
Also, hi Waldo. Are we winning? Okay, do you think we're winning?
I feel good, but I feel like the battle is, like, it's too early to tell.
I drew the Bloodborne slug, by the way. I don't know if you saw this.
I did! The new great one! I love that.
That's what he looks like. He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
Big win for the drawing fans.
I mean, alternatively,
I didn't bring my water bottle. Hang on, Cade, can you vent for a bit?
We are drawing at all, that is a win.
That is a win. Cade, could you vent for a bit? Because I just remembered that I didn't bring my water bottle here.
Okay, for sure. Oh, I don't even know where my water... Oh, my water bottle is over there because earlier I worked out because I haven't for a while because everything's been crazy. But I love my water bottle because it looks like a Burt's Bees chapstick. I don't shill for brands on principle. Burt's Bees is just the chapstick I use because it's the only one that actually feels good. I don't like the on-brand chapstick or whatever. And the water bottle was just really cute, so I ordered it. And it's nice having like a good water bottle versus the cheap ones I would buy that would get stinky because they were plastic. Oh, Nomia's approaching.
I'm back.
It's so funny seeing you get small and then zoom into the camera like
Listen,
a horror villain.
I've said this before. There is something I could do to fix that. I could make it so I just go into like an idle pose whenever my tracking disconnects. But it's funnier when I get small.
I've never seen that post, Chips. That's
Chibi,
really
that's a great
funny.
post. I always think about that post that's like, we fired Bert, he ate all the fucking bees. Yeah. Sorry. I realized that Mama keeps scolding me for every time I stream, I just reply to chat without establishing what chat said. By the way, it's focus time again.
You got it.
Oh, whoops. I'll just rotate the canvas for no reason.
What if we do
Why did my brush get so big for some reason? But yeah, lately I've been doing some things to try and combat art blocks, such as every time I play Final Fantasy XIV, I really look at the environments. I don't know why, but that's been helping. Just look at the environments of Final Fantasy XIV. They're really cool, and I feel like you just go through them a lot without acknowledging them. But just looking at character designs, looking at stuff.
I mean, looking is such a big part of the artistic journey as well, and like,
you just gotta look at art.
Sometimes when you're art blocked, you do just need to stop and look at art and not just be like, oh, this art's good, but like, look at something and be like, why does this art give me a reaction in such a way, whether it's positive or negative? Look at the techniques, look at the like different colors they use, the medium and whatnot, and then slowly be like, okay, I'm gonna take these things from this and save it for later. This.
But yeah, a big part of being an artist is looking at other people's art. If you're an artist and you never look at other people's art, what the fuck are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there was always like there's a weird pushback to that idea in some art circles. Not a lot of them, but the ones that are stupid always have like this like feeling like you can't trace, you can't like copy, so like things like that are like cheating or whatever. It's like
masterwork studies have literally been a form of whatchamacallit, a form of study since the fucking Renaissance, since like medieval times. Like, it is actually really, really, really good to do studies, even if you are trying to copy one thing one for one. That is really good, because it's not just like recreating what you see, drawing whatever. If you're gonna do a master copy properly, you are gonna do it, if you can, in the medium that the artist did it. Like, if I were to do, like, I see a lot of studies of the Castlevania artist. It's not Hiromu
what's the
Arakawa,
name?
because that is the Full Metal Alchemist artist. But like, you know, the
no, I know who you're
artist.
talking about. I don't know who you're talking about, and I can't remember. But yeah, that artist, the way they draw is insane.
Yes, and people do a lot of studies, and I understand, like, you know, supplies cost a lot of money and stuff, and you aren't able to do it. But one of the, like, a lot of studies I've seen are just digital sketches, and that is more of like a trying to replicate how it looks versus an actual master copy style study.
Yes.
Because what she uses to get all those textures, good textures and stuff, is she does things traditionally, and she uses like molding paste to make and sculpt textures, and that's why her art looks so fucking juicy. And then she uses like like gold leaf or whatever for the shiny
No,
parts. Like,
like,
she
she's-
uses actual molding paste that you use on like walls and stuff. to
No,
sculpt those
she uses
beautiful
insane
textures.
materials, which is why anytime you try to do like a copy of her art like in digital media, it just doesn't look right because she uses traditional art in insane ways. Like even if you tried to copy like her art traditionally, I feel like it would still not look right if you didn't like get all the materials that she uses, because she uses and especially because not only the materials but like her technique is so
Yes.
unique and specific.
'Cause
Like that's gotta be
style
one of the hardest styles to like try and emulate.
Style is not necessarily what your art looks like. It's how you go about creating your art, because everything you do goes into your style. Like my art, for example, I'm pretty much primarily a digital artist. Sometimes I do watercolor, but that, like, my background as a digital artist who has only really done like, I grew up with colored pencils. That's what I drew.
Yeah.
Like, you can see that in the way I shade art. It looks like colored pencils and digital coloring techniques.
I feel like a lot of the way I draw is very influenced by early 2010 speed paints on YouTube.
Yes! Oh my god, I watched so many of those.
Yeah, if you are like, hey Nomia, your art process looks familiar, it's because it's all of the speed paints that were on 2010's YouTube.
I wonder if we watched the same one, because there's this one person that popped into my head that I'm like I think I might still follow them. I might send a screenshot of
oh
their
god, I don't
profile.
remember. Longest Distance was one that I watched a lot. Ocean in Space, who went by Oshai Kechi and then Ocean Tan, is now Ocean Space. I watched a
That
lot of
sounds
those.
familiar.
Do they go by Zephybite or Zephio? Do they go by a different name now? They might go by a different name.
This is the one that popped into my head because that
Sonny
was one of
Oz.
the first speed paints I watched.
Sonny
I don't think
Oz.
done a lot of stuff. Oh, they haven't done stuff in a while. I haven't checked out their stuff in a while.
Oh, Tell
but, like-
Gabrielle. No, I haven't seen this artist.
Okay, yes.
Tell Gabrielle, that was a
you're
big
posted.
one.
I was posted in the wrong chat. Oh, I just saw this guy's slag.
Oh, I've seen some of these. I didn't follow them, but I've seen some of these.
Mm-hmm.
This,
I feel like everybody's seen this person's like rolling.
The
girl
Rolling
speed
Girl
paints, 'cause
redraw?
They're very good.
the Rolling Girl redraw. That's a fucking iconic one. The one that influenced me the most. Oh fuck, what's their name? They recently like rebranded all their shit, so I don't know if I know their name anymore. Hang on, we'll look over this in 12 minutes when Pomo pops up.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one artist who specifically one of the things they would do was they would draw all their line art in pencil on paper and then scan it in and then color it digitally, and it always gave their line art this really kind of grainy weird quality, because they would like cut it out in Photoshop, so like I don't know how else to describe it, but like the texture of their lines was really like graphic and like pencil, but then because they would cut it out in Photoshop to color it, the edges of it would be all pixelated like this.
I know exactly who you're talking about because
Yes.
I copied that shit for my own because I thought
Yes.
it was so cool. Oh my god.
But yeah, because they would draw in pencil, their lines would have like this really soft, lovely, like grainy texture, but then the outside of it would be these harsh pixelated lines. And I always thought that looked so cool. And then they would use the lasso and like the select tool to fill
wait,
in
it
all their
wasn't-
colors. And I remember that was the first artist that I ever saw use Live 2D. And I don't think it was Live 2D at the time.
Live 2D, that's cool.
I don't think it was Live 2D at the time. I think it was a different software. But they were the first person I ever saw use, like, draw a 2D image and then animate it using a program like Live 2D. And I remember the program was entirely in Japanese at the time. It wasn't in English. It was called something else. I don't think it was Live 2D. It was something else. But I remember seeing that and thinking it was so
I remembered
cool.
more.
God, I wish I remember their name. They changed their names. They're like their online names, so I don't remember what they go by now.
I know exactly who you're talking about though, because I remember watching theirs and they were so good. But
they did that big Eve speed paint.
I can't search for it, huh?
They do that big Eve, long Eve drawing that was like this long, and it was like it had like Eve and then like all of the mannequins and the roses, and Gary was at the top. No, Gary was like off to the side like this. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm furiously Googling now.
Who is this person? They made they were working on a RPG Maker game called Lucella Fell, I think was what it was called.
That also sounds familiar.
If you Google Lucella Fell, does that get you anywhere?
Oh, I will. Hang on. How do you spell it?
Like that?
Oh, you're doing it on the stream.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nope. First thing that came up was Piggy Wiki, which is a Roblox thing.
God damn it.
God damn it. Okay, which one are you?
Who are you, mysterious
Okay,
artist?
it's not
Where did you
you,
go?
but-
Where did you go? In 9 minutes during Promo Farm, if Kate doesn't find it, this is my journey. I'm going to go on a journey to find this artist.
Luckily, Ebe is still, like, very much like a cult classic, I feel.
Oh, iconic. It's iconic.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of speed paint. There is the unfortunate reality that it could have been deleted, but I do
think that artist did delete a bunch of their stuff.
No.
Though actually, I think they unlisted it, which is actually I have playlists with their stuff still on it.
So you have access to them.
I think so. I would have to go find my playlists.
I'm seeing a lot of beautiful old speed paints, by the way. Like, I'm scrolling through and I'm
How
like,
many of them are muted? Speed paints used to be like the main way I found music to listen to.
Same. Oh my god, the amount of good music I found through Homestuck speed paint.
Oh hell yeah. Listen, if you didn't watch speed paints in early 2010s YouTube, I don't get you. I don't know.
I made speed paints when I
Me too! Of course I did!
In, the program GIMP with a mouse.
I made speed paints in Fire Alpaca.
I've done that too.
Fire Alpaca was how I learned how to draw
draws
digitally.
Exclusively in Fire Alpaca, and I'm like, that's crazy, because it was not a program for me.
It was for me. I found a really good art style that I could use did in Fire Alpaca that I never figured out how to do in Paint Tool Sci. And so I actually went back later after using Paint Tool Sci for ages. I went back to Fire Alpaca because there was a specific style I would do in it that I couldn't figure out, like a brush or a system to make it work in Paint Tool Sci. I bet I could make it work in Clip Studio if I figured it out. But it was like a method where I had a brush that would change opacity with pressure, like kind of like this one, but the size didn't jitter as much. And instead of blending anything, what I would do is I would just very carefully layer the colors over each other like this.
Now I'm just looking through Google Images at Ebe fan art, hoping to at least find that image. Cause I know exactly who you're talking about. I watch them all the time, and my style looked like theirs for a while because I thought it was cool.
But this is how I used to blend
I would
colors.
literally sketch things out of my sketchbook and scan it and use the line art. Except I wouldn't scan it because I didn't have a scanner. I just took a picture
This
of the
brushes were
quality.
too thin. it gets, this brush gets thin when you press lightly. But it would be like that. Also, I'm obsessed with the plaid patterns in
all
Sugar
of this
Kata.
fan art is too recent.
Can I just say I'm obsessed with the plaid patterns in Sugar Kata because they would do the plaid in the anime in the way that they would just put like this flat plaid texture over everything, and then the plaid texture would like stay still but the characters would move around, and I always thought that looked really cool. Like you can see on this, the plaid texture is fully flat. It's not like warped with the... It's not like warped with the dimension at all.
Because, dear God, do not put the animators through that.
But I always thought that looked really cool. So it was like a necessity of the medium, but it like gave it a really cool look, I always thought.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to find this.
I'll try and look through my old playlists when we're done with this promo round.
Also, the YouTube search engine sucks because it just throws random stuff that isn't related to what you searched, and I hate it.
It just like, it'll give you like 3 search results and then be like, and now it's the homepage again. It's like, no, show me the results, please.
It's like, I didn't Google K-pop boys. I Googled Eve RPG. It's like, yeah, I'll take some Let's Plays thrown in there. Like, it comes up when you search, like, Eve RPG. That makes sense, whatever. But, like... what does this have to do with K-pop or AI art? And it's all shorts, too.
Yeah. Because YouTube really wants you to know that they have shorts.
I hate YouTube shorts. So...
especially because a lot of people repost their TikToks as YouTube shorts, but YouTube shorts are shorter than TikTok, so they often just get cut off at the end. And no one bothers to fix it. So it's like, YouTube shorts. It's just TikToks, but cut off weirdly. Although, unfortunately, I actually do... when I do make YouTube shorts, I have like 5, I think, on this channel. And unfortunately, they do actually do great for discoverability. I've gotten quite a few subscribers from those.
That's fair. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
I should make more YouTube shorts, and I just don't. I just don't, okay? Because I finish streaming, and then I'm like, and now I don't have to think about stream until the next one.
I've been making speed paint TikToks, and I just post and I leave, which has been working great for me because if I stay on TikTok, it'll make my brain feel really bad.
Yep.
And so I've made it into a serotonin machine where if it does good, I look and I'm like, oh, people like my art, and then I leave.
Perfect.
Except there was like a weird slump where like a couple of mine didn't break like 50 views, and I was like, uh-oh, what happened? What did I do? And then
was it during the day? Was it during the daylight savings change?
No,
because that's why my views have been slumped a lot lately. I looked it up and I was like, why are my views like shit? And then all the Australian content creators are like, oh yeah, around this time of year your views will be shit. It's like, oh, cool. That's just what happens to Australian creators, apparently.
that sucks.
It's particularly streamers. I don't think it happens to people who just post video on demand. But yeah, like, currently, you can tell my time's off because I can only make it to, like, the last hour of Maxi streams. Where sometimes I can make it to all 3 hours.
Oh yeah, I was gonna fix the arm. Get Back Here reference. Oh, and I shrunk you, so you're gonna be different now. Oh, I see what I did wrong. There we go. That makes more sense.
Okay, I think that's something. Is this it? Is this my sketch? This could be something.
That looks cute! I really like how you did the shape of the capelet.
It's kind of going off the reference a little bit. Oh! Pull what's harbor up. Up. It's really selling all these peas. I got a lot of peas to sell. I got so many peas.
Hell yeah.
Jesus Christ. There we go. Break time start. Oh, Lucy, what's wrong? Something is unfortunately very wrong with Lucy.
I'm gonna step out for a bit because I realize I need to put Tigger's bed in the dryer. So then
No problem.
he won't have to sleep on my bed. Oh, you poor thing.
I will try and look for this artist.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Alright. I know I have a playlist of a bunch of speed paints that I never deleted, so I think some of them would still be in here. There it is! I found them immediately! Kate, if you still have your headphones in, I found them immediately! There we go! Donique. Their name is Donique. Hang on. There they are! There they are! Ha-ha! Got him. Got him. And then I have this playlist, their old channel. Are there... Okay, so their old artists still up on their old channel. Yeah, here we go. Let me find... This is their old channel. This is like their archive channel where all the old speed drawers are. So these are the ones that I was watching when I was watching back in the day. Where is the one? There it is. That's what it was called. It's called like emote. That's what it was called. But there was this, it was this program before... Hang on, I can even bring it up. It was this program before Live 2D. Let me get it. You can see it. Yeah, there we go. So it looked like this. So yeah, this is Donique, their old channel. Yeah, you can see them making all the different assets. Like based off like... Yeah, it looked like this! And then the final... So yeah, this was before Live 2D, I think. This is what we had. Yeah, it was all in Japanese, I remember. So like there were guides online on how to use it if you didn't speak Japanese. But yeah, look like this. Imagine if this was my VTuber, I looked like this. I moved like... It was so cute! But this was the artist. This was her. Or them. I think they're...
Oh, did you find it?
I found it! I found it immediately! Listen, as soon as you walked away, I immediately found it.
Hey, I'll take it over never knowing. Could you send me the link so I could go and
I put it
look
in
at their
chat.
stuff?
I put it in chat.
Yay.
But yeah, I have my old playlists of all the stuff. Like all the... I have all the speed paints that I watched like 12 years ago. I have my playlist of all of those still. So yeah, Yenkos, Ink Monster, Angela Hay is what they go by now.
Oh, I was
Yamio.
thinking of a different artist, but I remembered this one as well.
Yamio. Longest Distance was an iconic one. For me, at least. Tell Gabrielle was an iconic one as well.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Tell Gabrielle. Oh my god, their art is insane. I just turned over to their new channel. Wow.
Yeah, it's wild. It's so good.
I'm subscribing to both of these so I can save them. That's so cool though. That makes me so happy.
They haven't posted anything in a while. It's been about 9 months since the last
that
one,
just
but...
means they're getting a lot of good work and having a good time.
They have a TikTok account though.
Oh,
Did they
hell
post
yeah.
on that? Did they post on that? Let me check. Is that... I don't know how the dates are formatted on TikTok. If it says 121, does that mean January 21st? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, they've been posting on TikTok more recently. They're still doing it. But yeah, there was like a transition, I remember, where they just started drawing a lot more black characters, and it was like, ah, the upgrade. You could see they found their muse suddenly.
That's always fun as an artist when something clicks and you're like, oh, this is how I can do a thing. And like your whole art changes because of it.
I've seen that actually
like
in I've actually seen that in a lot of black artists. Obviously, I can't relate, but I've observed for Resistance that like a lot of black artists will go through this period of like only drawing like anime characters with like light skin, and then suddenly they'll start drawing black characters, and their art output goes up by 5,000%.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta draw what you know sometimes.
That's why I draw a lot of
Black excellence, as they say.
Short trans mask characters. Like
yeah. Sometimes you gotta
like,
draw short trans mask characters.
You gotta draw what makes you happy and what makes you feel fulfilled, and a lot of times that'll correlate to who you are as a person and your identity and stuff.
100%. For me, I've never drifted from having fun drawing cute femme girls. I wonder why. I draw a cute femme, I'm like, hee hee. Ooh, I like it. I can't help it, I draw a lot of cute femmes. I think we'll do one more focus, and then that's probably enough for stream. That'll be about
Sounds good
2
to
hours.
me. I've actually gotten so much work done on this.
We're body doubling, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
I think I'm gonna try this is how I used to do line art for a while, because I didn't like doing line art, so what I would do is I would just take the sketch and like erase it until it looked like lines. I would like erase it and redraw it until it was lines.
I did that for a little bit. I did that like midway through college, which is the original version of this this fan art that I did was that, and you can tell in a very good way that that was just the sketch that I like carved out. This is when I was using this one brush in Clip Studio Paint called Punk Inker, and I love that brush. I only use that for coloring and inking and sketching. Like, it was so great, and I haven't really found like an adequate replacement for that, but my art style has changed as well, so.
The brush I'm currently using, for anyone interested, is called Hongjang. I'll write it out, see how my Korean writing skills work. Yeah, it's like Hongjang. That's my brush. It's Hongjang. I don't know. If you don't know how to type Korean, good luck. But it's Hongjang. I like the characters for Hong because it looks like a little snowman wearing a hat. That's Hong.
My bad.
I just think he looks like a little guy wearing a hat. I think he's cute. Maybe he's running really fast like Sonic, and that's why his legs are like that. Why did I try and lasso like that? That's not how it works. But this brush I use a lot for sketching because it's got some opacity jitter as well as a pretty big size. Like, this brush really trains me to use my pen lightly because I have a habit of when I get really frustrated, I like fully pressure my pen like straight down onto the tablet like that. This brush really forces me to like go lightly.
I have that problem as well. I grip my pencil way too hard. How I combat that is aside from when I render and do color, which I'm usually light-handed anyway because I am trying to like get shading down. When I sketch and line art, I like to do it with like as little pen pressure as possible because for some reason having very little pen pressure helps me not press as hard. I don't know, It's funky, but it works for me.
For me, I need the exact opposite. I need a lot of pen pressure because if I press with this pen too hard, it does that. And that's not what I want. I want a line that's like this thin. But it also means that I can utilize this in certain areas, like with this. How I used it for making sharp lines. I'll use the full pressure, but if I'm doing soft lines, I can do it softly. Like for hair. Hair is usually like this, and then I outline the hair in a harder line.
Yeah, and that looks really good.
Hi, Lucy. Lucy, you've been so quiet this whole stream. Why is now the time to cry? Now is the time to cry, by the way. I don't know if any of you guys knew that, but it's time to cry now.
Good to know.
Lucy, what's going on?
Lucy doesn't mind, I will wait till I'm off of the stream to cry.
I'll let her know. Lucy, Kate's not gonna cry until after stream. She left.
Jokes aside though, today is a good day, so it's not a crying day.
It's not a crying day today. Yeah, Lucy's giving us all permission to cry. Unless you cry loudly. She hates... Actually, this is actually a fact about Lucy. If you start crying around her, she leaves. She's the opposite. She's the opposite of an emotional support animal. If you're feeling strong emotions, she hates it and she leaves and hides under the bed.
Oh my gosh.
She doesn't like it. She doesn't like if you're laughing too hard or if you're crying. She doesn't like it. It's not very conducive to her and her feelings. Lucy, what's going on over there? It's not time yet for anything. I think she just wants me to be done with stream. I think stream should be over, in her opinion.
Well, if she wants to control the stream, then she should do her own.
Yeah,
Just
Lucy, why don't
saying.
you stream? If I did a Lucy stream, she would just want. I would put her in the chair in front of the microphone, and she'd just be like, "Why am I here? Can you put me
She
on
would
the
just
bed,
leave.
please?"
You'd be like,
She
well, Lucy stream's over. Thanks for coming, guys.
She wouldn't leave because she wouldn't know how to get off the chair. She would need to be picked up like a baby.
Oh my gosh.
Because she's stupid. Actually, she was very brave yesterday. She hates going for walks. She hates going outside. She doesn't like it. So
Same.
we have to, but sometimes we need to take her places. And it's like, Lucy, you need to exercise, please. And she's like, no, I sit on couch. I sit on couch and forever. And so yesterday I managed to take her on a whole walk. We went to a bakery. And she made it all the way back. And I only had to carry her a little bit of the way.
I am
she
so
refused to
proud
go
of
any
her.
further. And she got scared. She got scared a few times. Once by an old woman. And once by a bike. She doesn't like bikes.
I mean, when you're that small, I don't blame you. Talking to
Sometimes you're
Lucy.
just a little creature.
I'm like super focusing right now because I'm like, perspective. These columns even look like.
The way I make perspective look a bit more organic is I will do the vanishing point, but I won't use a ruler. So I'll like draw the point and then all the lines, but I'll just hand draw all the lines.
You know what's fucked
And
up?
I'll follow
I'm doing it
those.
in like a. I'm doing this in like a bird's eye view perspective, but the columns are fucking tapered anyways.
Yeah. That's the worst, is when you're trying to draw something in
It shouldn't
perspective.
be hard for the background because the game's already isometric. I shouldn't be.
When you're
complaining.
drawing things that taper in foreshortened, I hate that. I hate that.
I'm not strong enough for that. Not yet. Someday. Not now.
It's like, it's already tapered. How do I make it look like it's being tapered for the foreshortening reasons? Also, do you ever look at photos of people and realize that everything you know about anatomy is stupid? Because people
Yeah.
will bend their bodies in the most absurd ways, and you're like, if I drew that, I would think it was wrong and redraw it. But no, I'm looking at a person in real life do that. That's especially bad for me because I have hypermobility and I have a back injury. That means like most of my back is extremely not flexible except for a singular point. So it looks like I have a hinge in my back. I have just like one point that my entire back bends from. So like
Dang.
it just looks like when I bend back, it just looks like this. My back just looks like this.
Oh my god.
That's not how backs are supposed to work. It's supposed to go like this, but mine goes like this. And that's just how anatomy is sometimes. Hi Lucy, what's up? Do you have something to say to class? Can I help you? What are you doing? What are you doing over there? Lucy, what are you doing? I don't trust you
I
over
did
there.
one good column sketch. I will copy paste and adjust for the rest. Thank
Yup.
you. Yup.
Hey Lucy, do you have something to say? Speak. Good girl. Good girl.
If I did that, then I did.
Really?
Oh, I heard that one.
Yeah, she's got a lot to say. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
is she telling you about her art block girl?
She's telling me that stream should be over and that I should be paying attention to her.
I see. So
She doesn't-
inconsiderate.
She doesn't like when people are at computers because that means that they can't be paying attention to her. How is she supposed to sit in your lap when you're at a desk? Sometimes things are not about Lucy, and that's very upsetting.
Indeed.
She's that one tweet, that bird tweet. It's like, I'm upset when things are not about me.
I love that one.
That's her whole life.
You know what's really funny about this drawing I'm working on? I could just not have any columns
Yeah.
if I chose not to. But I'm not making that choice.
Isn't that how all art is? It's like, I could just not
Yeah.
draw this hard thing to draw.
And the other thing is, it's like, because Hades is obviously inspired by Greek myth, like the book that I'm writing is also inspired by Greek myth. And so I'm like, drawing columns is actually really good for my future art prospect.
Yeah, you gotta draw a lot of columns.
A lot of columns, learn how to draw drapery very well, because you know all of the chitons and the
Yes.
peplos and whatever you want to.
You should figure out a good stone texture too.
A good which one?
Stone texture.
Yes. And that will come when I draw environments. I actually have a list of like environments / scenes from my book I wanted to draw to work on backgrounds, and the one that I ended up doing isn't even on the list.
I don't know why, but whenever I think about Greek mythology, I imagine a like I can see a texture in my brain. Like it's
What's
like
the
a
texture?
it's like a synesthesia thing, but only for this one specific thing. I just imagine like a nice stone texture.
Okay, I get that. You probably saw like something related to Greek mythology that like had that texture. Because when I think of Greek mythology, I think of like a nice yellow, and that's because of the first place I really discovered Greek mythology, which is like the Delaire's book of Greek mythology. I actually highly recommend it as like a really easy way to get into Greek myths. It's like a children's book, but it doesn't like water down the fact that the gods were shitty, which is nice, and the illustrations in it are gorgeous. Let me pull up an illustration. I really love it.
Listen, I the one thing that like the one thing as if I disagree with everything else my parents did. But one of the things my parents did that I probably will do with my kids too is that like they didn't care if something was kid friendly to let me watch it or like engage with it, because they were like, you're gonna figure it out at some point. And like I was still interested in a lot of like kid stuff because I was a kid, but they didn't care if I like watched movies with like violence or sex in it, because it was like, what? Like, yeah, that exists. You're gonna learn about it eventually. Like they didn't really believe in the concept of like being too young to learn about something. It's kind of like if I asked a question about something, if I wanted to watch something with them, they were just like, okay. And if I had questions about it or I didn't like it, I would leave. Or they would answer my questions. Like, if I watched a horror movie and got scared by it, they'd be like, alright, you don't like horror movies, that's okay. Like, adults get scared by horror movies too.
Yeah, I sent pictures for your viewing pleasure in the chat of the book, and then like it's just some very beautiful pencil drawings. There's also black and white ones. They're just very vivid and really, really cool. And
They
like,
remind
all
me
of
of, like-
the imagery has stuck with me.
It reminds me of like medieval drawings.
Yes, yes, it's very, very much that.
I'll bring up
This drawing of Hermes is really good.
bring up one of them on stream.
Oh, this one of Athena I really like. Can you load, please? Thank you.
Yeah, looks like that.
This Athena one
Ooh,
is
so
really
cute!
good. Yeah, this spread I love so much. It's just so beautiful. The way that Gaia's face is drawn is just like so pretty, and how they incorporate the curls as like part of the landscape. Like
Yeah,
I
it looks
just
so
really
nice.
love these illustrations so much. They're really good.
I love all like the little toys and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And some of them are a bit funny looking, which just adds to the charm.
No, I think a lot of people who draw things are like, no, it has to look serious, it has to look perfect, it has to look good. It's like, no, things can look funny, and that adds the charm. They can look stupid.
Like, I just passed it. Where is it? Oh, this is not it, but this is Demeter and Persephone, and I love this drawing as well.
I love Persephone.
Me too. My favorite Persephone is still, like, interpretation of Persephone is still from Hades Town, just because they do something really cool with her character. Okay, this is one of my favorite illustrations for how silly it looks, because it is Perseus saving Andromeda from the sea monster, but the sea monster looks
Oh,
really
hell yeah!
funky.
I love this guy! Oh, I love him! Check out this guy!
I love it. It's so good. But yeah, the color palettes are really beautiful because like they're vibrant, but they also feel aged because it's graphite, I assume, and colored pencil.
Yes.
So you get the darkness from the colored pencil, and it gives it like both an aged and timeless like appearance.
No, it looks
really
very
like
inspired
their
by
art.
medieval art, and medieval art is famously janky and stupid looking.
I love medieval art so much.
It's medieval art is
so
great
good.
because it's like clearly just like a lot of it. Specifically, I don't care for like beautiful paintings by the masters. No, I want to see what the monks were doodling in the corners of their work. Because they were drawing the
like
most
this one,
fucked up shit. They drew the
Yes.
most fucked up little guys.
You'll like this one of Orpheus because all of the animals that are crying with him look very much like those like marginalia.
The animals are
drawings.
so stupid. Oh, they look so
Lion
silly.
crying is my favorite.
They look so silly. Look at these little insects.
Everybody's so sad, and I love that the rock is crying, and like the way they drew the rock crying is there's one tear and like kind of a mouth. It's really funny. It's very good.
Whee! Why are these owls really going in for it? Whee!
And the nymphs in the background that are really mad that Orpheus is grieving and doesn't want to like hang out and like flirt with them.
The nymphs are waving light sticks. They're like fans in a K-pop show.
Like, go off, sad boy! Go off!
Go off!
And he's like, my love died.
I'm in mourning.
Morning.
Oh, it's like time. It's like we got like 14 seconds.
Oh, dang.
But there, I drew Nagiko / Nadeshiko. Maybe this style of like just erasing the sketch until it becomes lines. Maybe I should try that again. Maybe that'll help.
It looks really good. It definitely puts your brain in a different form of thinking, which is really good for getting
It's
out
also,
of art block.
it kind of like keeps the energy of the sketch a lot more. And I feel like with line art, a lot of it is like you have to redraw the same thing and like interpret all your lines. And like it can be very difficult, but with this it's kind of like, no, it's all there, I just gotta clean it up. And I actually kind of like how there are mistakes whenever you do it this way, like how things are kind of weird and like you don't fully erase certain parts. I like that effect. It makes it look more like the imperfections add to it a lot. I should try doing that again.
Yeah, I agree.
But thank you so much for joining me, Cade, and helping me draw.
Thanks for fun. Thanks for encouraging me to draw, because I was thinking about drawing. It was either I'm gonna watch actually and draw, or I'm gonna watch actually and play Bellatra, which is the only thing I did this morning. So I'm that you pushed me to actually work on stuff. Like, this is really fun.
I think you should watch Dimension 20 Never After. I think you'd be into that. It's very cool.
I should.
But thank you so much for joining me. Thanks to you, viewers, for joining me. Again, if you made it to the end of the stream, leave a comment of who your Patrick stream. Oh, hi, Eddie! You're just here at the very end. Oh, no, people are coming in at the very end. Oh, no. I'm leaving now. We can watch the VOD.
Oh, no. You should tune in next time, then.
Yeah, I will be doing, my next stream is Persona 3, I think? Yes, tomorrow I'm doing Persona 3 stream. And then on Monday, it won't be Stardew because Maxie and Kitty are on vacation, so it'll just be, I'll be drawing the same canvas as Chippy. We're gonna be doing a Magma
You want to
stream.
hear something really funny?
What?
This morning I set my entire day schedule around tuning in for Max's stream, and then I double checked at like 9:30.
Oh no! They're gone!
Like, I just have a day off. I was at home. I was like, okay, cool. I'll just fuck around and play Bellatra more.
But yes, Chippy, let's go back my stream. But thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for joining me, Kate, and encouraging me to draw. Let me know in the comments who your art block girl is. What do you draw when you have art block? Who is she?
And even if it's not art, even if you don't draw, what do you do to get out of a slump? That's your ultimate question.
No, it's called an art block girl, but it can be anything. It can be... Art block girl can be a slug, as Cisco showed us. Like, art block girl can be a genderless slug. Art block girl can be a trans-mass short little guy.
A good show that makes you happy. It could be a playlist that you listen to way too much, but hey. Yeah, a girl can't be anything.
A girl can be anything. Thank you, Chippy. So let me know. Remember to like and subscribe. I'll be streaming tomorrow with Persona 3 Reload. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, do you want to do the Atsunoa?
I would love to. Atsunoa! Goodbye!
Bye!